What does it mean when a relationship doesn't feel like home? So let's just start here. How do you define home? Is home your safe place? Is it a haven? Is it where you find peace? Is it your sanctuary? Is it the place that maybe you don't necessarily live and maybe it's not even necessarily a person? Maybe home is actually where you feel like you can inhale and exhale, where you don't constantly feel like you have to perform. Maybe that's your definition of home, where you don't have to keep proving your value, where you can be honest about wondering what it will cost you if you go to the left or if you go to the right. We're talking about what it actually means when a relationship doesn't feel like home. Because sometimes we're minimizing relationship just to people. Because here's the other thing, where there is room for both of your strength and your softness, that just may just be for you. It may not be necessarily for another person. It's where you feel known and you don't feel like somebody's trying to manage or work around you. Sometimes something can be good and still not feel like home. Let's just take a minute. It's what we call the Selah. Let's take a moment. Sometimes you will find that something can be good and it can still not feel like home. And this is a very important distinction that I'm making as a woman that is over 50. And I'm talking to the woman that's on the other side of this camera. A relationship doesn't have to be toxic for you to recognize that it no longer fits the lifestyle that you are currently living. Because here's the thing, go back and watch the video. I'm not having a midlife crisis. I'm not having a midlife awakening, and I'm just reevaluating some things. And so I'm asking questions a little bit different. A job doesn't have to be terrible for you to realize that you've outgrown it. Because sometimes, again, go back. You got to go back and watch some of the other videos. Sometimes we just stay in things longer than we need to. But if you're not asking the right questions and you're not reevaluating, how are you going to know? A friendship doesn't have to end badly for you to recognize that it's changed. Jesus had three, he had 12, he had 72, and he had the multitude. One of the things that I'm discovering is that people that start in the three might be in the multitude in the season of my life. I have two girlfriends. They happen to be sisters, and I call them I know it and naked in the tent friends. I also have another circle and another circle. But depending on how God is moving me, some of those people might have to be repositioned. A season can be good until it's time for it to be over. And not everything you leave is something you have to hate. Because even when those people move from three to the multitude, it's not because I hate them. They just couldn't stay in that particular place. And that's okay. So I asked the question, what does it feel like when something doesn't feel like home? You are constantly adjusting yourself. You're monitoring what you say. You're more comfortable when you're alone than you are when you're around certain people. Have those people silenced your voice? You feel like you're constantly on or someone is watching you. The other day, I was in a conversation with someone and we both started laughing because we were like, I hope nobody's recording me. And what if they are? When you feel like something doesn't feel like home, you are constantly explaining yourself. You are over communicating, not in a good way, because you're trying to convince people of who you are. You are feeling emotionally unsettled. You don't feel emotionally settled. You leave interactions feeling depleted rather than grounded. You're physically present, but internally you are somewhere else. I said to somebody a couple days ago, I said, I'm standing right here in front of you, but I'm really not here. Because there are moments when I just completely check out. You keep telling yourself that you're fine when you know deep down inside, sis, that you are not. So stop saying that you're fine. I want you to know, woman, whoever this is, you're not alone. And sometimes the problem isn't them. Sometimes you've just changed. Let me say that one more time. Sometimes it is not them. Sometimes you, sis, me, we've just changed. We're taking inventory of our lives and we're just not who we were at 25, 35, 45, and maybe not even at 50. What worked for you 5 or 10 years ago may not work for you now. Your priorities have changed. You have values that have become a lot clearer, and your tolerance level, let's just say, I told y'all the other day, go back and watch the video. My bandwidth, it just ain't what it used to be. Your relationship with yourself has changed. If you're a woman that is perimenopause or menopausal, baby, would you like to have the conversation? You have changed. Your understanding of what you need becomes more honest, and you don't have to be brutal and you don't have to be rude to be honest. Just find your words. Find the right words that will land in a way that people will hear what you are saying. I'm around people right now, and I'm so grateful for it, that honesty is giving the last 10%. Sometimes you're not asking for too much. You are simply no longer willing to live with too little. Oh my. Yep. Because that's where I'm at. That's the stage of life where I'm at. I'm becoming much more aware of what gives me peace, and I will not have it disrupted at no cost. Sorry. I just won't. I have more years behind me than I do in front of me. I'm paying attention to how I feel in the environments and the relationships that I'm in. I'm asking myself different questions that I did when I was in my 20s and 30s, and that is okay. I'm taking inventory of my life. I don't just want to be successful. I want to feel good when I wake up in the morning. I want to love the life that I'm enjoying. I just got off the phone with my guy, and I'm sure it probably sounds like rambling, but he's still here. So he gets me. And that's good for me because I don't have to change who I am to be in a relationship. You got to go back and even watch that video. I don't want to spend the next chapter constantly adapting myself to fit in places. I want to feel at home. Okay. I want a life where I can exhale inside, and home doesn't mean comfortable all the time. It just means I've got room to breathe. It's important because I don't want to romanticize the fact that I'm 53 and then I'm throwing my age around. That's not what is happening. I am challenging what home feels like to me. I am challenging when I know I feel I'm in the right environment. I'm holding myself accountable. Let's try that for a change instead of pointing the finger at other people. I'm stretching me. I'm not pointing the finger. I'm not blaming my parents. I'm not blaming the way that I was raised. I'm not blaming the environment. I'm not blaming my coworkers. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm taking accountability for me. And home requires difficult conversations, and they start with me. I shared a book with a friend the other day. I said, maybe we need to go back and revisit it. It's called Crucial Conversations, how to have the conversation when the stakes are high. The stakes are high for me because I am determined to live a life that I love. I'm determined to wake up in the morning and have peace, joy, and vitality, even if it's not comfortable. And I'm in the middle of something, by the way, in case y'all didn't go back and watch the videos. I had something smack me in the face the other day that I shouldn't even have this mic in my hand. I should not even be on this camera. I shouldn't even be paying my life forward. But guess what? It's one other woman that I know that's coming back. And I want you to know, sis, you are not by yourself. Life is happening to all of us. And even in the discomfort, I could find safety and belonging. So the uncomfortable questions that I'm actually asking myself is, where in my life do I feel most like myself? Where? Where do I feel like I have to perform? Where am I staying because it feels familiar? Where am I staying because other people expect me to stay? What parts of myself become smaller in these relationships? Let me know if I'm going too fast. What parts of myself come alive? Who's helping me come alive? Iron, sharpening iron. And if I stop trying to make this feel like home, what would I honestly admit? Oh me, oh my, I done got excited again. I'm telling you, I'm paying my life forward, but I'm talking to myself. Because here's the hard truth. Sometimes we keep trying to decorate something that was never meant to be our home. Sometimes we're rearranging. Sometimes we're compromising. Sometimes we are over communicating. And then we want to say, let me pray about it. You don't really need to pray about it. You already know. And then you wait, and then you wait, and then you wait, and then you're actually making it a lot harder. And eventually we have to ask ourselves where we're building a home or simply becoming very good at adapting to a place that doesn't feel like one. Yep. Take a moment of silence. Are you forcing a place to feel like home when you already know it does not? I want you to pay attention, sis. I'm inviting you to pay attention to your life. I'm paying my life forward and I'm paying attention. I don't want you to make any major decisions. Please don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that. We don't make bad decisions over one bad day. Because guess what? If you read your Bible, Peter had a bad day. Peter had a bad day. He didn't think he would deny Christ, but he did. I want you to look at your patterns. I'm inviting myself to do that. I want you to consider your own contribution to your own life. I want you to consider, are you actually taking care of yourself? Are you okay with having honest conversations with yourself? I got therapy later today. Are you seeking wise counsel? Here's what I'm going to leave you with. I'm learning that home isn't just where people love me. Home is where I can be fully myself, grow into who I'm becoming, and still have room to breathe. All right. 30 days of Lashay. It ain't all get done in 30 days, but I'm committed. As I am processing out loud, I'm committed to do this for one other woman. Come back tomorrow. Peace.